This YouTube video was presented by Screamscape, your ultimate guide to theme parks.
It's the Coaster Crew.
Oh my God, that was so much fun!
Right now we're joined by David, the CEO of Dynamic Motion Rides, and we got an email about a couple weeks ago. This is something our intern found on the internet, and he said we had to come check it out, and we did, and it's really cool. Now, just for starters, a lot of our folks probably haven't heard of Dynamic Motion Rides. Tell us a little bit about yourselves and the history in the industry.
Well, my background is a ship designer for the British Royal Navy, both submarines and surface ships. And I got into the amusement industry about 20 years ago. Now, funnily enough, I started working on the development of linear synchronous motor actuators for simulators. And back in 93, 94, the team that I worked with then developed the world's first virtual surfer, and we were awarded a technology award from Sony for the work we did then. About 5 years ago, I was asked to develop 2 new theatres for a project in Europe. And the Flyboard flying theatre was the outcome of that. And you'll notice one of the differences on this flying theatre, we stand to fly.
And this is a really cool idea, because I mean, you on some other attractions, there's flying attractions here in town, and you sit down. But we were talking about this the other day, when you dream about flying, you want to fly like Superman.
That's right. When you're sat in a chair flying, you are moved by the device. And you're always reminded that you're in a movie theatre, even when you're on a flying contraption. When you stand to fly, some things happen. First of all, when you go into the roll motion, side-to-side motion, you have no choice. You have to shift your weight from one leg to the other. Simple motion. What is that doing? It's connecting the human motor system to the human sensory systems. So the motor system is connected now to the visual system, the audio system, and so on.
And it's very cool because it's not like something you're strapped in the chair and you don't do anything.
That's right.
You've got to interact, or you're gonna fall down.
Well, you're not going to fall down. You're not going to fall down.
There you go, legend.
You're not going to fall down. But when you learn to walk as a child, you develop the skeleton, you develop the muscles, you have to develop your balance system, which pulls in your motor system and your sensory system. So this is fundamental to the human being. When a kid learns to ride a bicycle, what does he do when he gets on the bike?
Falls off.
Falls off. Why does he fall off? Because he looks down at the road right in front of the bike. So the mantra, and I've taught my kids and my grandkids to ride bicycles, look up, look at the horizon. What you're really telling them, look at the visual horizon, connect that to the internal horizon, which is the balance mechanism in your ear. The moment they do that, they can ride a bike without falling off. So this combination of motor and sensory systems, the sensory motor feedback, there have been many scientific papers written on it, is well known. One more thing. Do you ever dream that you can fly?
On occasion.
Or fall.
And did you sit in a chair to fly?
Of course not.
You flew like
Superman.
or a bird.
Yeah, I fly like a bird. I actually have to flap my arms in order to fly. It's weird. I thought I was the only one, but now he says that. I'm glad, because it's so weird that that's the only way I can fly my dreams.
I would love to see like inside of Clint's head, he's flying around the sky like a bird.
Now, when you get on the flyboard, you're stood in the vertical position. First thing we do is we move you to the neutral position, which is half the pitch angle. And in our big flyboard, that's 17 degrees down. Guess what? You are now in a semi-prone position, exactly like you would be when you dream to fly. You're like a bird, you're like Superman. So, what are we doing with the flying theatre when you're standing to fly? We are connecting sensory motor feedback, and psychologically we're connecting this experiences to your dream sequences, which are in your memory. This turns the experience from a passive experience where you're a voyeur, you're watching, you're not in the experience, to becoming completely involved in the experience. It's a dynamic experience, and what we see as guests within seconds of getting on the platform anticipating what's coming up with their body motion. So this becomes a completely involved and thrilling experience like no other flying theatre.
Now this sounds really cool, but we have to show our viewers the model over here, because some of them are probably going to be like, what's this talking about? Now, this is our one of the theaters you guys heard?
This is a scale model of a theatre, and the movie is of the experience that we did for the project in Europe.
Very cool. Now, does it go?
Of course it goes. So you start off actually in the sewers of Vienna, because this is an illegal airline circa 1910. The guy who developed the backstory is the guy who developed the airline couldn't get permission, so he made it an underground airline.
And it's very cool. And yeah, I have to. Now, the theater itself is sort of a curved screen.
It's got a curved screen, yes. And through the curved screen that we've developed, you get incredible depth perception, even with a 2D movie. It actually looks like 3D from a depth perception point of view.
It is really cool. We're watching the model go now.
Huh. Uh-oh. Not the train tunnel!
The train tunnel.
No!
And it's all kind of gentle motion, right?
We can make this incredibly smooth, and we can make it as aggressive as you want it to be. We can then overlay it with very complex vibrations going way beyond 100 hertz. So this becomes incredibly natural, and in terms of an experience with mechanical vibrations or natural vibrations like turbulence and so on.
I just love the model's fantastic too. Now, where is this in Europe?
This was developed for Vienna, but we've gone on from that to develop the second generation motion system, which is a completely new development of the technology, and that's at our test facility in the UK. And we've been selected by several major theme park operators to work with them with this system for future projects. We're very, very excited. In fact, yesterday we were awarded our first project in China.
Oh, wow.
Everyone's going to China.
I know. Very popular there.
We're going to move the podcast to China.
Might be a language barrier.
Probably. We're going to have to learn things.
All right. Well, this is very cool.
I like it a lot. David, thank you very much for coming on the show.
That's a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Nice to be with you.
Very cool. We love the product. We hope everyone at home watching loves it too.
Hopefully within a couple of years you can fly it in the US.
I really hope so. This is neat.